the beginning, the Garden of Eden was a place without fear. Adam and Eve walked among the trees, without shame, without pain, without death. They were naked and unafraid, because nothing was broken, nothing needed to be hidden. God placed them in the garden, to live, to tend, and to enjoy creation. Everything was given freely. Only one command was spoken, not as a burden, but as protection. Do not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. As long as trust remained, the garden remained. Then another voice entered Eden, not loud, not violent, not commanding, but subtle. The serpent spoke to Eve, not denying God at first, but questioning him. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? Eve answered, repeating the command, yet already standing closer to the fruit. The serpent then spoke again, "You will not surely die. God knows that when you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." The lie was planted. Eve looked at the fruit. It was pleasing to the eye, desirable, promising wisdom. She reached out, and she ate. Then she turned to Adam, who was with her, and gave him the fruit. And Adam ate. In that moment, something shattered. Their eyes were opened, but not to wisdom. They saw themselves. They saw their nakedness. And for the first time, they felt shame. Fear entered the human heart. They sewed fig leaves together, trying to cover themselves, trying to repair with their own hands what obedience had once preserved. Then they heard him, the sound of God walking in the garden, the one they once welcomed. They now feared. Adam and Eve hid among the trees, and God called out, "Where are you?" Not because he did not know, but because humanity was now lost. Adam answered with a trembling voice, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to eat from?" Then came the excuses. Adam said, "The woman you gave me, she gave me the fruit." Eve said, "The serpent deceived me." No one took responsibility. Blame replaced truth. Then God spoke judgment, not in chaos, but in order. To the serpent, he said, "Because you have done this, you are cursed above all creatures. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust, and there will be enmity between you and humanity." To the woman, he said, "Life will come through you, but now through pain. Childbirth will carry sorrow, and relationships will be marked by struggle." To the man, he said, "Because you listened to another voice, the ground is cursed because of you. By sweat and hard labor you will eat, until you return to the dust, from which you were formed. For you are dust, and to dust you shall return." Death entered the world, not immediately in the body, but immediately in the soul. And yet, God did not abandon them. Before sending them away, he clothed them, not with leaves, but with garments of skin, a sign of mercy, a sign that covering now required sacrifice, a sign that grace would walk beside judgment. Then God spoke again, "You cannot remain in the garden." Eternal life in disobedience would not be mercy. And so he sent them out. The gates of Eden were closed. The way back was sealed. The garden was guarded. Adam and Eve stepped into a new world. Wild, untamed, unforgiving. They awoke on the earth. Outside paradise, the air was heavier. The ground was harder. Life would now require effort. Work would be learned. Pain would be endured. Death would one day come. But hope remained. Because what was lost through disobedience would one day be sought through faith. The garden was closed, but the story had only begun. Outside Eden, human history was born. I formed you from the dust, and breathed life into you. You were not created for fear, but for trust. You chose knowledge without obedience, freedom without listening, and the world changed because of that choice. Yet even outside the garden, I do not turn away. I walk with humanity through the dust, through labor, through pain, through generations. From your children will rise both violence and hope. From the ground will come blood, but also prayer. I will allow time, so hearts may learn. I will allow struggle, so faith may grow. What was lost in Eden will not be forgotten. Through humanity, I will prepare the way back, not to a garden, but to restoration. Go now, live, build, remember, for the story of redemption has already begun. And so, from that day forward, Adam and Eve were sent out from Eden. They would live by labor and endurance, depending only on their own strength. This is the beginning of humanity, according to the scriptures.